Hello students, welcome to JCE Connect. Subject Groundwater and Hydraulics 17 CV 742. We have started with Module 1 Introduction and we have seen what is the importance of groundwater, what is groundwater and all. Today we will discuss what is the scope of the groundwater. So the groundwater, as we all know, it is commonly the water which is occupying all the voids. Voids are the openings which are present in the rocks, in the geological stratum below the earth's surface. So this is a saturated zone where all the voids, they are filled with water and air. So that water is called as the groundwater. So this occupies all the voids or the openings which are present in the or within a geological stratum. So the water which contained in the saturated zone, that is important for various engineering works, then geological studies and water supply development programs. So that is one of the scope of the groundwater, because it is very important, okay, for different works like engineering works, then geological studies, water supply developments, etc. So this water which is present in the unsaturated zone, they are usually found above the saturated zone and it extends upward to the ground surface. So on the top there is a ground surface which we can see. Below the ground, okay, there are two zones, the zone of aeration and at the bottom there is a zone of saturation wherein all the pores or the rocks, they are filled with water, they are saturated with the water, so we call it as zone of saturation. So here, because of this, water includes the soil moisture within the root zone and it is a major concern for agriculture, botany and soil science. So because it has importance in agriculture, botany and soil science, there also we have a scope for studying this groundwater. Then groundwater plays an important part in even petroleum engineering, right? Because there we can see the two fluid system, okay, one is water and one is petroleum, so involving oil and water, okay, and the three fluid system involving even gas, oil and water, they occur frequently in the development of petroleum. So during the formation of petroleum deposits, what happens, they are entrapped, okay, entrapped in the sedimentary formations. So wherever we have for example sandstones deposits and all, there we have petroleum deposits, like in Dubai and all we can see there are petroleum deposits, oil rigs, okay. So why we get in sedimentary rocks is because it is a very cool and calm environment for deposition of such petroleum, okay, that is formed by microorganisms, okay. So then there exist two fluid systems and three fluid systems. It may be oil and water or oil, gas and water all together. So there it plays a very important role, okay, in finding out the petroleum deposits, okay. Then major differences exist in water quality, right, then depth of the occurrence and the method of development and utilization, all of which have its own applications and interest, right. So the water which is available as groundwater, it varies in the quality, right? Quantity, at what depth it occurs, and how what methods of development and utilizations are being used. So you can apply that based on the study of groundwater. Then, in mining of coal, different ores like iron, aluminium, gold, silver, etc., there also the groundwater plays an important role. Okay, because this give you some indications. Okay, like what depth you can find, what type of rocks, what type of deposits are present. So there also groundwater plays an important role. So it helps you in mining. Okay, which way to go and all. Then groundwater is a major component of hydrological cycle, as we discussed in the previous class, right? How the hydrological cycle is affected, or how it is based on the groundwater, right? So it is the water which is occupying in the voids within a geological stratum. So it plays a very important role in the foundation and basement structures. So when you lay any type of foundations of for any structure, like your dam, tunnel, anything, if you want to construct, or even a small building, first you need to study the ground, right? The water conditions, right? Then only you can suggest the proper structures, proper precautionary measures. So here groundwater plays a very important role. So this is the scope of the groundwater. So this water is important in various fields, okay, like petroleum, coal, mining, okay, and even it is important part of hydrological cycle. So it has a very wide scope in the study. Then let us discuss what are the advantages and disadvantages of this groundwater. So first we'll see what are the advantages of groundwater. So it is available whenever we need, right? Because it is not directly dependent on annual rainfall, right? Yeah, you can take example of a open well. Okay, so in open well you get water almost throughout all the season, except some drought conditions or heavy summer, right? Only during few cases you will face some difficulties of in getting groundwater, but it is available throughout whenever you need it. It depends upon again the area, right? But in maximum areas, like even you can take example of Belgaum only. Here we get almost throughout the year, there will be no scarcity of water. Okay, only during some seasons, okay, during summer, high summer, only we face problems, okay, scarcity of water in some particular areas. So it is available whenever we need. So that is one advantage of groundwater. Then it is likely to be free of pathogenic bacteria. Okay, not much purification is required. Why? Because if you take surface water, it is very easily or it is very likely to get polluted, right? Then if you compare groundwater, okay, groundwater, the pathogenic bacteria are very rare, because it occurs at a very great depth, where the growth of bacteria and all is very less. Okay, so and it doesn't require much purification also. Why? Because already when it passes through different layers within the ground, it automatically gets purified. So that is one advantage of groundwater. Then there is slight or no evaporation losses, right? This we had discussed when we were talking about the hydrological cycle, right? So evaporation losses are very less, okay, compared to the surface water. The evaporation losses are very less. Then the groundwater development requires a very small area of land. Okay, if you want to take up any project of groundwater development, then it requires a very small area of land, because getting land is a big task in cities and all nowadays. So this if you want to do some development activities, then it requires a very small area of land. Then minimal danger of structural failure due to earthquake or bombing. Okay, so structure failure danger is very less due to any natural calamities like earthquake, or it may be bomb blast. Okay, so minimum danger is possible, right? It will not have much big impact on the human life or the society. Like in case of dam, if you compare, right, dam, if it fails, you can see, right, even if we open the doors only, you will face flood problem and all. But here there are no such cases. Compared to surface water, groundwater is very much safe. Then next is uniform water temperature. Because it is underground, there is no much variation in. Then it serves as a natural conveyance system. So because it transfers from one place to other place by natural flow, right? Gravity, it will follow natural gradient or natural slope of the ground, so it serves as a natural conveyance system. Then it is safe from industrial fallout, then radioactive pollution and wartime pollution. So it is very much safe from all these pollutants, right? Like for example, industrial fallouts, if you take, they are more polluting the surface water than the groundwater. Then it is often most practical and economical to obtain and distribute. So it is most practical and even economical compared to other sources of water to obtain, okay, and to distribute over a period of over a area. Okay, so that these are all the advantages of groundwater. Next we will discuss what are the disadvantages of groundwater. The first disadvantage is energy is required to lift the water. That is, usually we need pumps to fetch the water from the well or any groundwater source, right? So without pump, it is very much difficult to take out the groundwater. So what is the disadvantage is, the more energy is required to lift the water. Then second disadvantage is, it is difficult and costly to investigate, evaluate and manage, right? As like surface water, you can see the water on the surface, right, in the river or a lake. But here it is very difficult to know where exactly is the presence of groundwater, because it is not available at all the places. You might have seen some cases wherein the two wells are very near to each other, but in one well you will get ample of water, but in another well you will not get water at all, right? So this depends upon what is present below the ground, what type of rocks are available, what type of cracks, fractures are available. So based on that all situations, the groundwater will availability one can decide, but it is very difficult and very much costly to investigate and evaluate and manage these water resources, that is groundwater. Okay, so to investigate the water, whatever method we use or adopt, they are bit costlier, right? Like we have to do electric resistivity survey or seismic survey or electrical logging, fluid logging, sonic logging. All these are different methods which will tell you what is present below the ground, okay, at what depth water is available and all. Then there are few dowsing methods also, but you cannot trust them 100%, like use of Y-shaped stick or a coconut or a egg also they use to search the groundwater, but they will not give you exactly, okay, what depth water is available and all information you will not get. But if you go for scientific methods like electric resistivity and all, it will give you 100% results, but they are costly. So that is one of the disadvantage. It is very difficult and costly to investigate, evaluate and manage the groundwater. Then monitoring of pollution is also difficult, right? Like in case of surface water, you can see the color change or any other parasites are forming on the water, algae are forming on the water, right, if it is polluted. But here in case of groundwater, it is very difficult to monitor what is the pollution level, and it is very much difficult for monitoring the pollution, and it is very difficult to decontaminate also. Like in case of surface water, you can decontaminate easily, but in case of groundwater, if it gets polluted, it is very much difficult to decontaminate it because it is present underground. Okay, then minor flood control value, that is only a small part of the flood water can be diverted to groundwater reservoirs. So flood control value is also less, right? Like if the flood comes, okay, only a small portion of flood water you can divert to the groundwater reservoirs, because once it is saturated, it will not again take more water, so it becomes the surface water flow. So that is one of the disadvantage. Then power head is usually not available, right? That is one of the disadvantage. Then in some areas, the groundwater is often high in mineral content like arsenic, fluoride, nitrate, chloride, sulfate. So these are all the different minerals which are already existing in the ground, and if the water percolates in such areas, that water also shows presence of those minerals which are very dangerous for our health, right? So which may cause diseases like dental, skeletal, then fluorosis, blue baby syndrome. Fluorosis is a disease for of bones, right? Your bones and teeth become weak. Okay, dental and skeletal problem you will face, that is fluorosis. Then blue baby syndrome, some babies are newborn babies, you can see the blue color. Okay, why? Because the water which they are drinking, that is contaminated water, and the groundwater that is contaminated with pathogens that can lead to fetal, fecal and oral transmission of diseases. So all type of diseases you can expect if you drink the contaminated water. So many areas in Karnataka only you will find where the arsenic deposits are present or high fluoride is there. Then the people face the problems, health problem. Even if the chloride content is more, calcium is more in the water, then you can see the encrustation in your vessels wherein you are storing the water, or when you boil the water you can see a white color layer. Okay, that is because of the hard water, right? So that is not good for drinking purpose because the hardness is more. So like that, the ground, the nature of ground, what type of rocks are present, that matters a lot when you study the groundwater. So these are all the disadvantages of groundwater. So I hope you have understood what is the scope, advantages and disadvantages of groundwater.